Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's really great to see you. And yeah, it's great to see all the feedback for Loddon School there. It is truly inspirational and a really good overview of how well embedded arts and creativity is in their school. And I was particularly interested to hear Michael talking about the connections and the learning as a school community. And actually, that's something that's very much in evidence at Queen's Park Primary School in Brighton. And we're going to hear now from Mhari Smith, who is arts lead at Key Stage 2 and also Year 5 lead at school, Kelly Myatt, who is arts lead for early years and Key Stage 1. Queen's Park is a kind of medium-sized school in the city centre. They're a leading advocate for arts and culture in the city, particularly around Artsmark and Arts Award. They have a lot of expertise around partnership and pupil voice. And they're an absolute pleasure to work with. And so they're going to talk about some of the way that they've ensured the centrality of creativity and arts in their provision.
Okay, hi. I feel like we really need to just make a comment to Loddon and say what an incredible setting, and that mainstream has a lot to learn from that. I feel kind of overwhelmed by what you provide, and we're much smaller in comparison. So yeah, Kelly and I are just going to talk to you about our sort of Artsmark journey, which started a few years ago. And I think before we started out on our journey, we thought we were quite a creative school. And one of the first things we did was to create a staff audit. And from it, there were quite a few gaps. One of the biggest gaps, I'll come on to later actually to talk about that. But the partnerships that we've created, as Jane was saying, have been fantastic, and we've been given this opportunity to mentor other schools, which has been really great for us. But also we've learnt stuff from those schools, so making those connections is a no-brainer. I think that is kind of one of the very most important things that we do.
So we've been thinking about the start of our journey. We sent out a staff audit and basically tried to find out from staff where they felt their strengths and weaknesses were. We wanted to know where they felt the standards of art needed improvement. And then we wanted to find out what training they felt would be most useful to them. So from the staff audit, we kind of looked at the results, and then we discussed that the most important thing that we needed to do was to listen to what other people's needs were, and that we were trying to relay to our staff that it is a journey that benefits the whole school community. So it's obviously not just our teaching staff, it's our governors, it's the wider community as well. So we're trying to get as many people on board as possible.
So yeah, the first thing we did a few years ago was look into drama, and Kelly and I are not drama specialists at all, so it was quite daunting. But we used our bridge connection, which is Jane Dixon at Artswork, and everybody will have that. When you're on your Artsmark journey, you will have a bridge organisation, and I would highly recommend you use them because they are a wealth of information. And just by chance, Jane had this connection with the National Theatre, Let's Play, and it kind of started very small, and then it just became bigger and bigger. And we had a cohort of children who were very shy. A lot of them had sort of anxiety issues. And by the end of the project, we had the whole year group, the whole of Year 5, performing to over 2,000 people at the Theatre Royal. And it was just so lovely to see them so confident that I felt like I could just sit and watch the show, which was an incredible experience. So yeah, I think the next thing, oh yeah, we'd also used it for a transition project, and we linked up to our local secondary school, Varndine, and we made some puppets. They used some of their older students, so that was a really lovely connection and excellent for transition. The children then felt really confident about their move to secondary school. They felt really confident in the building. Yeah, that was a really successful project. Oh, it's me still, sorry. Oh, using your local area. So yeah, it doesn't need to be big fancy things like the National Theatre. Quite a lot of the time we will use our local area. We'll go to the beach or the park and be inspired by things around you and keep it kind of local and what the children already know. Also get to know your school community. So it's really important to find out who is around you. It could be somebody working in the, in the kitchen. It could be one of your parents or a friend of theirs, and you'll find that they have skills that they would like to share. So an audit out to your school community and families is really important. And make sure you don't end up doing everything yourself. So it's about you overseeing and not getting too much into the detail, although that can be really fun. So yeah.
So here we've got just a couple of photographs to show you some examples of some of the work that we've done linking to our local communities. So we've got the beach and the park, and we were doing lots of different art across the different year groups connected to those topics. And then we're thinking about the senior leadership team and our school improvement plan. So our most important thing is to get across that it will benefit the whole school, so to get everybody on board, and that we're trying to get as many of our staff to get supported through training as possible. So now that we've done the audit, we can see what areas of development we need. So we've been trying to explain to all of our staff that a most important part of in terms of their planning is why they're planning on doing a particular lesson and what the impact will be. So we're trying to focus on those concepts of why and impact, and then we'll be able to see against the learning that's been done as to what's occurred with that basically. So then we're talking about how the Art Smart can actually enhance our school improvement plan. And we've actually thought about using art as a way of improving behaviour in our school. So we've got some quite challenging children, and it's a way of supporting children and their well-being as well. So we've just got some photographs here that during lockdown, we had to obviously address our means of teaching to become more flexible, and we set different challenges across the school. So we split out from Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. So this was a drama challenge. And then we also did some other challenges, the Getty Photography Challenge and the Zine Project Challenge. And then here we've got some photographs of some examples of learning that we've done for mixed media for reception and Key Stage 1. And also some learning that we've had in Key Stage 2.
Okay, so our final advice would be to create a way of involving the children. So we started with People Voice, I can't remember, but somebody gave us the idea of art ambassadors. So our art ambassadors come from Year 5 and Year 6, and they attend a club, and they'll learn skills which then they teach to the teachers. So we run CPD for the staff, which is led by the children, which was really exciting. And that then spilled out into our local area, and those children shared their drama skills and some of their drama games with local teachers and head teachers. So that was quite nice. And then we created our art council. So the art council is there for art strategy across the school, and there'll be a child from each class from Key Stage 2 who will attend a meeting once every half term, and they'll come up with ideas of how they think art should be improved. Art, drama, music, any kind of creativity can be improved across school. And they've come up with ideas like we have now an art board, which is just a kind of free-for-all for children to put up their own work. We have a lovely wall. Sorry, I think we need to wrap up now. So yeah, our future plans will have to wait.